I'm Anil Kumar. Let us continue with our practice questions so that we can perform better for aptitude tests like GRE, GMAT, SAT, etc. Now, the question here is how to find the closest multiple. So, we do have a video which is to find the next multiple, and this one has slight variation. Now we are looking into closest multiple. The question here is dividing n by m results in the remainder r. That means n is not a multiple of m. But what we need to find is the closest multiple of m closest to n. That is the question, right? So I kind of had not typed it properly, so I've erased a part of it. But the question is determine the closest multiple of m, I mean closest to n, right? So I hope you understand and appreciate what we're trying to do, right? So that is the question. So to solve such question, what we'll just take an example, and let us say that n is a prime number, let us say, and let's take 17 this time. We know if I divide 17 by any number except 1 or 17, of course, we are going to get a remainder, right? And so let's divide with different values of m as we did last time. Let's say we divide by 4. Then what happens? Then we are doing 17 divided by 4, and what we get is 4 times 4 is 16, and the remainder is 1. Now the idea is what numbers are close to 17 which are multiples of 4. This is what we have to figure out, right? So there will always be two numbers close to 17. One could be smaller and one could be greater. So the smaller number is you take away 1, so you get the smaller one. 17 take away 1 is 16, right? So when you take away the remainder part, you get a multiple, correct? Remainder becomes 0. Makes sense, right? The other could be that you know for 4 it is 20, right? So let me write 20 here and then we'll figure out the rule. Now here we have got the rule that you get the smaller number by doing take away remainder, right? So take away remainder. And in the last video we learned to get the next number. What should we do? We should add the next number is higher, right? So we should add difference of m and r, right? So m and r. So that is how you do it, right? So I should have written small r since we are using anyway. I hope you understand the concept. So let's continue with this practice and see whether we can conclude something. So let us say m is 5, then 17 divided by 5 will give us 5 times 3 is 15 with remainder of 2. So one is I could drop 2 from 17, so I get 15 here. And the other one is that I could add 5 minus 2, that is 3, so I get 20 here, right? Now, so let's take another number, m equals to 6, 17 divided by 6, so it is 2, and the remainder is 5, correct? Now we could drop 5, which is a big number to drop, okay? So if I drop 5, I get 12, or I could add 1, so I get 18. So let's go one more step. So 17 divided by 7 will give us 2, remainder 3, right? Now if I drop 3, I get 14, which is, you can see, a multiple of 7, or it could add 7 minus 3 is 4, right? So if I add 4, I get 21, which is also a multiple. Now we have to figure out that the center number for us is actually 17, right? So in all cases, we are trying to see which is closest to 17, correct? So let us circle the closest numbers and see what can be observed. So for the first case, it was 16 is closer to 17. In the second case, 2 less and 3 more, this is closer. In this case, 18 is closer. And in this case, this is 3 away and that is 4 away, right? So what we see is that there are two possibilities, right? So in such cases, you have to look for the difference, whether r is greater or m minus r is greater. So basically, what we have learned here that you have to compare r with m minus r, right? So whichever is smaller, that will give you which is closer, right? So it all depends on these two. So if R is lesser than dropping, then the lower number is closer. So in this case, lower one is closer, right? So lower is closer. But if R remainder is higher than M minus R, then the upper number, or the upper or greater number, is closer, right? So that could be a criteria to select the right number. I hope with this you understand the concept, and now we can explore this concept a little further. Thank you and all the best.